All right. All right. We're a few minutes early. Um, Pre-show. Yes. Let me see if everybody can see me okay. We got about 20 seconds left. I hope y'all can see me here. Yeah, this is a crazy week, but we're gonna try to do this show anyway. We're just we'll see what's up. Thanks everybody for watching. Let's get this thing started. Here we go. From the lockdown San Francisco Bay Area, live every Tuesday night, it's ESG Live with Chuck Temple and Raymir. Tonight, we welcome the CEO of Rev Rides, makers of Zero Scooters, Nathan. And recently back from his scooter trip across Florida, extreme YouTuber Eric Decker. And stay tuned for How the Rev Killed Boosted. And now, the man with $123.3 billion less than Jeff Bezos, it's Chuck Temple. Boom. We have audio. I'm stressed out a little bit. I have to say, man, it's hard. It's hard working without Raymir right now. Raymir, I miss you, buddy. Putting the show together, getting it produced by myself, is very difficult. We've got this whole thing, if the show looks different, it's because I am I'm basically in the office by myself. We're on quarantine here in, I won't tell you exactly where I'm at, but we're in quarantine, so no employees can come to the office. This is our office that you can see behind me. I'm just gonna give you a quick look-see. I got the mic set up on the EMOVE Cruiser because that's the way we figured this thing out. And yeah, this is basically it. It's really awesome. I know everybody is going through a lot these days with the coronavirus and everything. And so truly appreciate y'all bringing us into your home right now. I can see everybody already. I can see everybody already online. So thank you everybody for watching. Vienna. Yeah, Helly, Robert is always on here. I see a bunch of familiar faces. Stay Blaze, I've seen you before. Raymir, what's up, man? Raymir's in the comments. So anyway, yeah, I just need to take a couple deep breaths. I'm just trying to get everything ready. There's a lot that goes in. We use OBS software, and Raymir's got 1,000 different things. That's how we get all these pictures up and stuff. I'm looking at this stuff and I'm not even sure what half these things are. So I'm going to be putting up the wrong images and stuff. There's probably there's a logo. Okay. Anyway, let's just get this show on the road. Cool. All right. So today we do have a really cool episode for you today. Hey, Ed Dua's here. Cool. So we do have a great episode for y'all today. It is episode 30 of Scooter ESG Live. So today on the show, right, we've got some stuff about Boosted. Basically, how the Rev killed Boosted is kind of as a video that's actually premiering, and I'm not really sure how to get I have the whole text for it. Not really sure how to get this to. Oh, here we go. Let me see if this works. Eek. I think I did it. Okay. And okay, all right. Pull it together here. So I'm going to talk a little bit about how the Rev killed Boosted. later in the show. But before that, we've got a bunch of cool stuff. A lot of, we got Photo Friday. We got some news for you, a bunch of deals. We also have Nathan from RevRides, who is going to be calling in via a Skype to talk about 3 awesome things, some new scooters, some new financing, and basically the best deal in electric scooters across the board. So if, if this, right now, while the economy's crashing, we need good deals, and he's got some good deals. Great. So then we also have Eric Decker that's going to join us on the show. Eric Decker is of the YouTube infamy AIRAC, AIRRACK. He did a trip across Florida on a boosted scooter, and so now he wants to go and he wants to do the same thing, but with scooters. So we actually met up with him. We filmed an episode of Scooter Hunters with him. And so he's going to come on to talk about his trip that he recently went on. The video for that is actually coming out tomorrow. And our Scooter Hunters episode showing which scooter he ended up choosing for the trip is also coming out tomorrow. And they'll be kind of like joined up. So we actually have 2 awesome videos this week. It's just crazy that this is such a silly, it's just a horrible week for a lot of people and for the country and for every country. And so I know we have viewers from all over the world. And so anyway, again, super appreciate everybody joining in. We've got some self-driving scooter videos. We've got Photo Friday. So let's just get on with it. Okay. Mission, Electric Scooter Guide. Help you find the perfect electric scooter for you. That's what we do. And we also now kind of bring you news and whatnot. Let's see. We do this show every Tuesday at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, Pacific Daylight Time now because of the time change. And we made it this week, so it's great. You can find us, of course, if you're on YouTube right now. Please subscribe to our channel. Please hit the thumbs up button if you're watching this. You can follow us on Instagram, posting a bunch of stuff on Instagram. And then you can join our Facebook group. That's where a lot of the conversations that are not in the live chat. Right now, I can see everybody in live chat. It's awesome. I'm going to get to you guys in live chat as well. I see a bunch of people saying hi, Francis and Cecil and Mikhail. And yeah, I can see you. And Eli, awesome. Yeah, Eli's in here. So it's good to see everybody, and I'll get to your questions and stuff like that as well. And then maybe if you have any questions for Nathan will be live coming up here in the next few minutes. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, on Facebook, you can join the Facebook group and ask questions, stuff like that. We're on there all the time. But if you're, if on here now, then hit up the live chat. Okay. Speaking of Facebook, if I can figure out how to do Photo Friday, we're going to show a Photo Friday photo. Okay, so oh boy. I think I got it. So this this photo, there it is. Cool. All right, so Photo Friday, every Friday on our Facebook group, we basically ask people to submit whatever photo they want for the week. And this week's winner is Jose Gabriel Munaiko Ormeño. That is the longest name that's longer than my name, Charles Augustus Temple IV. Well, maybe it's not. It's close. Anyway, this picture was taken in Lima, Peru, a couple weeks ago. They're under quarantine as well. So, it's nice to see a scooter coming out. The model is the ES Kick-S from the Chinese factory ES Wing. He got this scooter in his last trip to China, and I guess this model is actually pretty common in Europe. So it's got 38 kilometers per hour and 28 kilometer range. And actually, they sell it out of a local shop in Lima called On the Road. So if you're in Lima, check it out. And there's a Facebook group. Just go to On the Road. So quick shout out to them. It's good to see you guys in Lima. Now, how do I get... I did it. Okay. Okay. All right. So in other news, so our next release, so let's talk real quick about our next releases. So if I can, I'm not going to put on that scrolling thing. I just can't figure this out. It's too much. It's too much for me to look at while I'm trying to follow my notes here. So the next release is going to be, so we previously just did Scooter Showdown, the EMOVE Cruiser versus the Nan Robot D5 Plus. If you haven't seen that video, watch it. It's like really short, but it's in the format of Street Fighter. Raymir worked really hard on this video, and we did, and Richard as well. And I think it's awesome. Then later today at 6 o'clock, of course, we have the premiere of How the Rev Killed Boosted, which is fantastic. It's really, we were going to do a scooter review, but like a lot of scooters are on hold right now. So we ended up like saying, hey, why don't we do a review of the Boosted Rev? However, but then the Boosted Rev and Boosted like basically went out of business. And so this video that's going to be premiering at 6 o'clock is not really a review of the scooter. It's like my own analysis of what happened to the company and how the Rev contributed to the bankruptcy of the company. And it's a different take than any other video out there. It goes over the history of Boosted. It actually goes into the history of the Boosted Rev and what people were saying on Reddit and what they were saying after, and the whole debacle with the guy who broke his finger, the Verge article. I mean, it goes through the whole history and chronology of the whole thing. So I think it's good. And if I have time, I'll talk a little bit about that because it's an 8-minute video, so it can't get really into detail that much as I can when I talk for an hour here. So anyway, so we got that. Also next week, maybe if we can. I don't know, but we have this video on the 6 commandments of electric scooter riding, which is all about like what new riders need to know about riding a scooter for the first time. Then Wednesday, we're going to premiere Scooter Hunters riding across Florida, helping Eric Decker find a scooter for him. And we showed him 3 different scooters. So and they're all awesome. So, I'm looking forward to that. I think you guys are going to like it. I think it's our best. We work for like 50, 60 hours on that darn thing. Anyway, we also have, for scooter reviews coming up, we've got the INOKIM Ox, the 08, the Apollo Explorer, the USCOOTER GT, hopefully, the USCOOTER S Plus Sport, and I think the Kiwa H1 Hummer something is coming. So look for all of that. Okay. For events, can I do this? No pictures for events. But both events that I was going to go to that I always tell you guys about are rescheduled. So Micromobility America is rescheduled to July 16th and 17th. We'll see if that actually happens. My tickets, I guess, work there. You can see the links to these things in the video description. The Techcrunch Mobility is rescheduled from May 14th to October 6th, and that's in San Jose. I'll be there as well. If it's still going on, we're gonna have to see. Brandon, Chuck's scooter fleet makes me jelly. You wanna see more? Can see more. Yep. There's some of them. We've got 3 more right here in boxes up all the way to the ceiling. And yeah, and I got a couple more at home. Anyway, be very jealous. Okay, so let's talk about the sales that are going on. So, okay, I think I know what to do here. Boom. Fluid FREERIDE still has their sale going on the MANTIS and on the Wolf Warrior. The MANTIS, $150 off the base, $250 off the Pro, 2 of the best scooters out there. We're going to release the results from the biggest survey in personal electric scooters, but let's just say the MANTIS was one of the top choices, which is nice. Along with a bunch of some other scooters we're about to talk about today too. The Wolf Warrior is $500 off. And again, Wolf Warrior may be the best monster scooter out there. I mean, it's that or the Dualtron Thunder. I mean, they're kind of neck and neck. There's probably a good argument to be made for one versus the. I mean, they're both fantastic scooters. Okay, links to the coupon codes are in the video description right now. How do I get this off of here? All right, and now. I did it. All right, GoTrax. GoTrax has 2 new scooters. The GoTrax XR and XR Ultra. I think one of them's behind me. I think Ramir's son is riding one of them, the XR and the XR Ultra. So XR Ultra is like usually $400. XR regular is $300. I know probably a lot of the viewers here don't buy $300 scooters, but if you're looking for a scooter that's like a little bit slow, but actually holds up pretty well, and with a $50 discount code that you can see on the screen right now, for $250, there is nothing better. Like, hands down, if somebody can find something better, like, let us know. That's the best scooter out there for $250. Also, we regularly, like, if not that we sell scooters, but when we do need to get rid of a scooter, typically you can sell any scooter for $200, like years, like a year or two later, you put on Craigslist and you'll get like 100 people blowing you up to try to get a scooter. So anyway, I would say that the XR Ultra competes with the Xiaomi, right? Because $350 with the $50 off, the Xiaomi M365, when it is that price, that's kind of the scooter to beat. But at $250, if you really just have $250, like the XR, that's it. That's the one. Okay. We've got, I don't have a picture for this. Take this thing off here. So we've got the EMOVE Cruiser and EMOVE Touring, both 7% off. Should be in the video description. It's just our website. Just put in electric-scooter.guide. You get 7% off the Touring and the Cruiser, both really good. And then actually, if I can just pull up my email. Unagi is doing something special for coronavirus. They're doing 25% off all of their scooters. Well, they're one scooter. And this discount code's terrible. Their discount code, I can paste it in the live chat, and I'll get it in the video description later, or else if Ramir or Justin, somebody that's watching, can do this, that's right there, the one to get 25% off the Unagi. Yeah, there you go. Okay, let's talk about rev rides. So Nathan is about to join in the call. From if we can figure this out. The Skype thing is also really difficult without Ramir here, man. I miss you, Ramir. But I think Nathan is standing by. So we're going to talk about some new scooters that Rev Rides has available. We're going to talk about some new financing options for those that can't plunk down thousands of dollars for like some of the best scooters out there. And we're going to talk about what is actually the best deal that they've ever done as well. And so let me see if I can figure out how to bring Nathan in. I'm going to turn on everything. Just hold tight, everybody. Okay. So Nathan, I think, has his mic muted. Hopefully we got that off. Nathan, can you hear me? Yeah, boom.
Yeah, hey there.
Hey, we got you.
It worked.
Yes, man. Whew. I should just give you the whole screen because I'm sweating here. Dying.
I was gonna say, good job tonight. I know you're pretty stressed.
Thank you. Yeah.
We all missed Ramir.
How are you doing up in Vancouver, right?
Good. I mean, the coronavirus, I think, is blowing us all away. I can't believe what's going on. I had, I guess, a shout out to one of my suppliers. We had a supplier, Kingsong, one of our electric unicycle suppliers.
Yeah.
They sent us 1,000 of these masks, just as a care package to say, hey, be healthy. So we're gonna find some local place to donate them to. But I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, big companies, Nordstrom shut down, HP shut down. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, I think we had Facebook, Google. My fiance's been working from home. We've been trying to share internet. I can't even upload the darn scooter video for tonight. I had to use my Wi-Fi hotspot because like everybody in town is now using the internet. It's crazy. Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about rev rides though. Everybody knows, I guess, how crazy it is. But let's talk what's going on with you guys. I know you got some news about financing, about some new scooters as well. Let's talk about the new scooters that you guys have going on.
Okay, yeah, super excited. it's a good timing as well with the lack of supply coming out of China. But we just partnered up with Segway. We're really excited about their brand. They've definitely they've built really solid, really quality scooters. So we're launching their scooters. They're on our website now, available. We can obviously lowest price match on our website as well. So if you find it cheaper somewhere else, let us know. We'd love to help you out. We only have a couple of their models because it's the ones I picked out that I feel like are the best option. The ES2 for a budget choice, the ES4 for a longer range, lightweight commuting scooter, and then the Max for like a very durable, basically like a tank of a scooter with long range.
We really like the Max. We give that very, very high ratings for dependability and everything. And so for price matching, what sites or what kind of places would you price match?
Well, like if you find it on Amazon for cheaper than our website, we can match that price. Segway is doing a lot of work to try to control all of their retailers to everybody to hold the standard pricing, and so we're helping them a lot by giving them feedback on the internet world of price cutting. So they're pretty supportive of us. We've been meeting with them weekly at least. So it's been an exciting launch. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, if you price match the like Amazon, that's usually the best deal. And then, like I know you guys, obviously you can call and talk to you guys. And so as far as support and everything, you've got a way better, you've got actual support with actual people, not Amazon where you got to click, 100 things to like try to chat with somebody, maybe.
For sure. And that's one reason why they called us. They're finding that, their return rate is higher than they want it to be with just online sales exclusively. And I mean, Segway does support a lot. They've got their own, if you go on their website, they've got their own like tech support. They've got a chat right there. You can jump on there. They answer your questions. We had a guy who bought one of their brand new dirt bikes, and he called us because he couldn't find anybody to talk to help get the app connected, and called us because he saw that we were selling it. And I'm not tech support for Segway apps. So I got him connected up with Segway like immediately. I jumped on Segway's site and bam, there's a guy chatting there, and I gave him the contact of the customer and they took care of him. So I mean, they're Segway's here. They've got a presence in the United States, and we're just one of many retailers where you can buy a Segway. But we're excited to support the brand, help the customers, troubleshoot them, do repair, a lot of stuff that people with Segways can't do if they bought it on Amazon or something.
Awesome. Good to hear. Yeah. I think that's great. I don't know too many other places in the US that sell Segways besides Amazon, and that's the only place people can go. And then you're just kind of, you get what you get with Amazon. So,
yeah,
good to hear. So financing, let's talk about that real quick.
Yeah. So our customers, thanks for their patience on our financing. Everybody wants us to do financing. It's been a bit of a search because we're pretty picky, maybe it is, on picking which finance company we went with. We ended up partnering up with, well, not partnering, but we ended up offering Catapult. We just had a great experience with their team there. And so it's like a lease to own type financing. And we have it available on our website now as a purchase option. So you pay monthly until you've paid it off.
Awesome. What would be a typical monthly payment for, let's just say, the 09, my personal choice for scooters?
Yeah, probably around $60 a month.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean that sounds about right. It sounds way more affordable than, I don't know, it's about $1,000 ish, right? Or $1,100. But
yeah,
maybe that's a good segue to talk about. I think you guys are doing, you're announcing, you were saying you wanted to announce some kind of a discount, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So for all of our Zero scooter products, the coronavirus has hit us pretty hard. We ramped up a lot before Chinese New Year, doubled our orders before Chinese New Year. expecting to, have a month where we couldn't order anything, but we were not expecting this coronavirus thing. So it's been a couple months we haven't been able to order much. So we're running out of stock. We've got a few 9s left, and that's about it. And our customers have been super patient with us as they, we're excited to. We had this one guy who he's sold his wife's scooter so he could buy her a 09, I think it was. And he was like, dude, why? No, it wasn't a 9, then it had to have been a 10 because we're sold out. And he's like, dude, you're sold out. I can't believe it. I just sold her scooter. And so people are being really patient and understanding of the situation we're in. So to help that out and say our appreciation for waiting, we're offering our 10% off discount for anything that's on order, and that's a discount that that's the max we've ever offered on a discount on a 0 scooter. We just can't hardly keep them in stock, so that's the most we've ever offered.
I remember all last year basically. You guys just constantly sold out. I mean, it's the original. It's and they're all good scooters.
Absolutely.
And so I think our regular. I was talking with Brett earlier. I think he said our regular discount code that we have with you guys, electric-scooter.guide, is the.
Yep.
We'll actually get people 10% off, and I think it's on any scooter that's a pre-order, which is basically every scooter right now. Is that right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's pretty much the case.
Yeah.
Yep.
So hopefully that helps with keeping you guys going and during this time. And actually, we had people on the show last week talking about their stock. And actually, I won't mention who, but there have been people that have reached out to us saying, actually, we said we have stock. We don't certain models we don't have stock. And so it's either people are selling a lot or I don't know the whole story, but basically it's tough. And so I think I appreciate that you've given 10% off. I know that really cuts into the margins, but it's really nice for everybody to know that I basically across the board, right? They just put it in their cart. Type in electric-scooter.guide, boom, you get 10% off across the board, which is the most you guys have never done. Usually it's $50 off, something like that, for a $2,000 scooter, which is way less than 10%. So I think this is a good time, to take advantage of things. And, from what a lot of people are saying, is that if you don't have, if you're riding Uber or you usually take public transportation, a lot of people are realizing that electric scooters are kind of an awesome way to get around, where you're not going to be in the same car as somebody else or the same subway car or the same bus or whatever. You can still get around just as well. And actually, I mean, we all know that it's better than unless you're going 30 miles, right? If you're going, within 5, even 10 miles, a lot of people commute 10, 15 miles on a scooter. I don't ever take my car to work anymore because it's just way more fun to ride, get some fresh air.
Yep.
So.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah, keeps you off those crowded buses and subways.
Yeah, man.
Coronavirus.
Exactly. Awesome.
Yeah.
Nathan, we're about out of time, but I really want to thank you for coming on, sharing the news with all of our viewers today. I hope you guys take care. Say hi to Tyler and Brett and the wife and the kids, and I hope you guys stay healthy.
Absolutely. Thanks, Chuck. Thanks for having me on.
Okay. Take care.
See you, everybody.
Bye-bye. Okay. So awesome. It's good to see Nathan. It's good to see he's, they're doing a nice discount for everybody. Okay, let's oh, I almost forgot. I've got this pretty cool. So before Eric's we got Eric next, but before that, I just wanted to show you guys there is a self-driving scooter that came out. And so it's a quick 1-minute video that I just wanted to show everybody real quick. Here it is. I keep forgetting to turn the audio back on. Sorry. Yeah. Anyway, kind of cool. We'll see what happens there. I know that's kind of more on the sharing side of the market, but you know, it looks like a nice proof of concept. I guess it's rolling out in Charlotte or something like that. Yeah. Kind of cool. Kind of cool. I haven't seen that before. Um, okay. So let's real quick. So last two things. We got Eric Decker scooting across Florida next, and then in the remainder of the time, I'll talk about Boosted, and I'll get to we'll get to some live chat questions. So Eric Decker, his link is in the video description right now. You can check out his channel. He contacted us actually a couple months ago. Channel was at like 1,000 subscribers, and wanted to know if we could help him like figure out a way to get a scooter to go across the state of Florida. We're like, this guy's piddlywinks. He's like got 1,000 subscribers. Da, da, da. But we're like, let's. I don't know. I watched his. He had this video that was like riding the Boosted across California, and he actually went from San Francisco to South Tahoe, like actually where I go skiing, to basically right next to the Heavenly Gondola in South Lake Tahoe. And that's where I have my season pass. So let me get this scrolling text out of here. How do I do this? Sorry. Boop. So yeah, so I watched this video. He literally rode a skateboard from San Francisco, and he did the whole thing. And I'm like, damn, how come this guy is not more popular than he is? Like, this video don't have very many views. Da, da, da. So anyway, we reached out, we talked about it. Within like 3 weeks, his channel blew up. He has like 125,000 subscribers now. So we're going to have to ask him how he did that, because we need some more subscribers. Anyway, kind of cool. You know, it's a fun, you know, he's like an extra, you know, his other videos are, you know, interesting. They're not all scooter related. He's just an interesting guy. So what happened was we filmed an episode of Scooter Hunters, which is the show that we created to help people find electric scooters. And we did the kind of pilot episode. I just on a whim did it over New Year's with my Uncle Jim, because I was slept over on New Year's with the family and stuff. And it was kind of like people loved it. It's kind of like House Hunters, but with scooters. And so this time he flew out last week to check out 3 different scooters. And anyway, I'm giving too much of this away. Why don't you just so we've got Eric on the line. So well, actually this was recorded earlier today. So let me just get you that interview. But anyway, he's gonna talk about his trip and all that kind of stuff. All right, here we go. Let's see if this works. Not working. Oh. I know what I did wrong. Hang on. Eric, thank you very much for coming on ESG Live. How are you, man?
I'm great, man. Excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. So, if y'all don't know, Eric, took a trip across Florida recently. And so we're going to have that video, I think, out probably this week. We're doing a Scooter Hunters episode, and then Eric, of course, has the actual show about riding across Florida. So we want to get into that. But first, I actually just wanted to ask you a little bit about like how you got started on YouTube.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good question. It's always a weird story, I feel like, from everybody. Basically, I mean, I've been making videos since I was a little kid. So YouTube, in 2006, whenever it was created, was like this crazy thing to me. And ever since the site was like, first born, basically, I've been obsessed with it. So over the last, year or so, I finally decided like I was really going to go after it. So it has been quite the journey. But yeah, man, always been addicted to making videos about whatever. And just recently have been really digging into it. So that's clearly been the experience recently.
Awesome. So tell me about this trip. Like, why did you do it? What prompted a riding across an entire state? How did this come about?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so about I think 6 or 7 months ago, I decided to ride a skateboard across the entire state of California, which was like a childhood dream. I don't know why, but I always thought that would be the craziest thing. So anyway, I basically had a couple of boosted boards and some boosted board batteries, and started in San Francisco and went all the way to Tahoe on a skateboard, which was insane, and a really, really difficult thing to do. But it was cool. I thought it was an adventurous little challenge for myself. And as we're doing the YouTube thing, I thought, well, what would happen if we did, the electric scooter piece? Boosted came out with the scooter. I was getting more and more used to seeing people on scooters. And with the range, the enormous batteries, obviously coming from a situation where I was limited on battery space, where I had very little range on the skateboard, that sounded like the ideal situation. So I wanted to see what we could do with the scooters, which kind of led me to this adventure.
Awesome. So, why Florida? Why not, a really small state like Rhode Island? Why did you not ride a scooter across Rhode Island? It'd be a little quicker, easier, right?
Yeah. I feel like my big thing on YouTube is over deliver. So whenever somebody clicks on the video, I want them to be like, oh, he's not. When he says, I rode a scooter across an entire state, let's choose like a big state and a big like an enormous amount of space, So Florida is right near Atlanta. I knew that those big scooters were not going to be easy to move around. We got some coastal, it's pretty. So I thought, why not Florida? The main reason, though, if I'm being honest, is that when we did the California trip, we had an elevation change of 10,000 feet. And in Florida, you could go any direction and only change about 300 feet. So that was a big seller for me.
How did, without giving away too much, how you did have a little bit of elevation change, right, on this trip?
Yes, I did.
How was that? How was I don't know how much you want to give away of the trip, because I know the video's coming up.
Yeah.
Well, so this is going to air. We're recording this Monday, but right now it's live Tuesday. When is that video coming out? Just so we can get into that quickly, so people know when.
Yeah. So that video will be out Wednesday for the full video for the full trip. But yeah, like I think your first question was about the elevation gain. I mean, the scooter handled it super well. I'm not going to give away what scooter we were using. I'll leave that up to you. But the scooter did super well. And what I was most impressed with was the lack of, you guys have a word for it, but when the scooter battery gets low, there's not a ton of sag in the battery. I mean, it was gunning it until the very last bit of the battery. So, the scooter really did a phenomenal job, and the range blew my mind coming from somebody who's on electric skateboards pretty often.
That's right. We talked a little bit about the range of skateboards being, you were saying like 6-7 miles, I think, going to, and we're not going to say what scooter won, because we have our video coming out, that Scooter Hunters, that is you choosing what scooter you ended up taking on this trip. So it's like, I don't know. I think this was really fun. It was super fun working with you. But what was the you were saying like more like 6-7 miles, right, on skateboards? Yeah,
that's about right.
Okay. And so most scooters get a bit more than 6 or 7 miles, which is nice. So good.
Yes, it was a nice change of pace.
Awesome. How'd you feel at the end of the trip? You have all your body parts. Did you go to hospital?
Oh man, I was barely hanging on. It was extremely difficult. I won't get too far into it, but every single time I sign up for something like this, the idea and, sort of the ecstasy behind like, wow, this is going to be so cool, just totally overflows my mind. And I forget how miserable it's going to be. But yeah, it's, you have your moments on those trips where you're on the coastline and the wind's blowing and you're going 30 miles an hour and you're just flying down the coast and it's beautiful. And then you have your moments where it's 2 a.m. and you're on the side of the highway, going 14 miles an hour because you're almost at the end of a battery with 3/4 of the mile ahead of you. There's so there's ups and downs for sure. But at the end of the day, I think finishing it and the whole experience in itself is what we're after. And it was a great time.
So you finished the trip, or is that giving away too much?
We'll leave that. We'll leave that up to the video.
Awesome. What's next for you, Eric? What's the next long distance trip? What are you gonna go on a unicycle next, or?
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, maybe if they have an electric unicycle, maybe if you can find one of those for me, Chuck, then I'll for sure hit that
You
up.
got it.
But we'll see. We'll see. We said that in 2020 we would do a cross Europe trip. Obviously, we might be waiting on that for a little while due to the whole situation we've got going on here. But choosing a country in Europe and crossing that with some kind of a vehicle, I think would be a really cool trip. So stay tuned in 2020.
Awesome. How can somebody find out about you, about this, about your video, about your channel? How can they find you?
Absolutely. Yeah, you'll see the full version of the video will be up on the YouTube channel, which is at AIRRACK, AIRRACK. And that is me. That's my handle on all platforms. That's where you can find me.
Awesome. Eric, thank you so much for coming on our show today. Really appreciate it. I know you got a busy schedule, flying all around, and it's good. It's good to see you again. Look forward to having some more chats, and I can't wait to see your video Wednesday. And we're gonna try to release our video around the same time, so we can kind of link back and forth, and we'll send, our video will show you choosing the scooter, and then your video will be you using the scooter to see if you can cross the state of Florida.
Absolutely. We will find out, and I appreciate all your help in the meantime. It would not be possible without Chuck. So it's been super cool to learn more about the scooters, about the niche itself, and to ride it. It was insane. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Awesome. Eric, thank you so much for coming on our show. We're going to have you back again another time. But have a good rest of your day, and, stay safe, stay healthy out there.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye, Eric. Bye. All right. Thank you very much, Eric, for coming on the show. Again, super stoked to see his video that's coming out tomorrow. We will definitely notify you via YouTube community, via our Facebook channel for sure when our Scooter Hunters comes out. We finished it today. I think it's our best video that we've ever made. I think it's super pro. So anyway, looking forward to that tomorrow, and really appreciate Eric taking the time to chat with us. He's like a super busy guy, and becoming a YouTube celebrity. So, you can always say that you saw him here first. Anyway, all right. So, Boosted. Let's talk about Boosted, and then we'll get to some questions. So, the Boosted is, of course, the video that's coming up here in a few minutes. And I've got a little intro from our review for you to give you a little history. So I'm going to go ahead and play that right now, if this works. If you're up to date on the news, you'll know that Boosted is going out of business. This is a sad day for micromobility. Today, I'm going to discuss why I think this happened and what the Boosted Rev had to do with it.
Their skateboard. Nothing has changed the way that I interact with the city more than getting a boosted board.
If you're looking to own a scooter today, this is probably the one for you.
I'm pretty confident saying that this is the best electric scooter that you can get out there right now.
The electric skateboard startup has struggled, and they are laying off a significant portion of their employees.
Boosted boards seems to have gone out of business. Boosted is going out of business.
Sorry. You knew that was going to happen at one point today. Thank you. Thanks for... Yeah. Whatever. I'm over being embarrassed. I got this canker sore that's healing too. Just like it's all bad. The world's going crazy. Anyway, so that is the intro for the video that we're releasing at 6 o'clock in 16 minutes from now. The link is in the pinned comment, and we'll make sure we get it into the in there. Yeah, thank you. Thanks everybody for helping me. No, yes, I figured it out. It's when I play the video, I hit mute on my mic, and then I forget to turn it on. that's what happens. Anyway, so I was just gonna say, like, Boosted, you know, that video goes over a lot, but we can go over it more here, and we can also answer some questions. But, you know, I think in history, Boosted will go down as one of the most important players in micromobility. They were around, of course, you know, 2012 launching, you know, in 2000, let's see, they launched 2014 November, their first generation of boards. Sanjay Dastor, right? That was like an engineer, I think mechanical engineer, super into skateboards, wanted to make an electric one. He was passionate about it. And so he went along and made this board. The boosted boards became like almost synonymous with the category, right? Like nobody's really like who does that? Like Kleenex, right? Kleenex did that. You know, Kleenex is so, you call it a Kleenex, you know, not a facial tissue or whatever. And so, you know, people called every electric skateboard a boosted board. And so they were amazing. They were really popular. Yeah, as Rev Rides is saying, like we owe a lot to Boosted, helping boost. That's a good one. For the industry, because they were doing this. I mean, there were scooters around, but nobody was on scooters, right? When I got my first scooter in 2016, there was nobody on a scooter. I rode around San Francisco. I lived in the Mission District of San Francisco from 2000. Vienna, can you help me with this? 2016 to 2018. Yes, I think so. And I remember thinking to myself, like, I am not going to drive in this city. I've never lived in a city. I would not drive in this city. And Boosted was one of the first people to understand what freedom you get from riding your own personal micromobility, like the freedom you get from not being stuck inside your, thank you, Vienna, from not being stuck inside your metal and glass 4,000 pound box where you're totally encapsulated and distant from the world around you. You don't see, you don't smell. Well, maybe in San Francisco you don't want to smell, but you know, you don't feel the city, right? And so the boosted board, they were like the first ones to really make it in a big way. That was before any scooter in the United States, at least, was even thought of, right? I mean, like who had a scooter at that time? So they were first, right? They were before the electric scooter boom, before sharing, and of course before the personal market. And so, you know, like that is they were kind of the first, and now it looks like they're bankrupt. I mean, you know, their founder their new CEO, Mike Risikow, posted on the company blog that they're looking for a buyer. And so really the video that we made was probably, I don't know, 15 hours worth of research. I ended up talking to two former kind of people that, you know, two people associated with the company, which, you know, we can't name. Nobody wants to be associated with it. And so that video chronicles like what happened, what I think happened, what we think happened, that not everybody's talking about. And it goes not only into the scooter, but what was happening at the company as well. So, you know, I think it's interesting. And I think that actually we're all kind of part of the same team here in terms of, you know, I'm not only for electric scooters, right? I'm for basically anything to get people out of cars if cars don't make sense, right? That's what I'm about. I'm about, like, you know, not being, when I'm to San Francisco, Vienna knows I'm a nice person, but I get crazy if I'm sitting in traffic. I can't do it. I just can't do it. If I'm either in traffic or I'm looking for a darn parking space and I don't know when's gonna open up, like my blood pressure like goes through the roof and I just can't deal. And so because of that, because, you know, like as a world, right? You know, urbanization is going up, right? And urbanization being the percentage of people that live in urban areas, in cities, right? That is going up. And not that, you know, obviously people all over in rural areas buy scooters for sure, but world population's going up fast, right? And urbanization is going up as well. So you have more people in the world, and more percentage of those people that are in the world are living in cities. It's actually, I mean, one could make the argument that the same reason why we are seeing these viruses spread so quickly is because we kind of live, many people kind of live in a petri dish. We live on top of each other. Like literally, we live on top of each other. And so when something happens, it, you know, affects everybody. And that's kind of, you know, that's, let's not get into the corona. But right, this trend of micromobility, right? It has all the it's a world trend. All the macro trends are there to make micromobility, you know, keep going, to keep going, right? And so my point is that yes, I love scooters, but I actually love scooters because I think that they are the most easily usable form of micromobility, and they're the harbinger of the era that we live in because, you know, for better or worse, those are the ones that Bird picked to like start this whole sharing craze, which then led them to the first company with $1 billion valuation in the history of the world. So micromobility is a big deal. And of course it started on the sharing side in a big way. Scooter companies were around, but none of them made as much money as what Bird and Lime were raising, right? Or potentially were worth based on their valuations. And so basically, you know, Boosted got a bunch of money, right? They got a $60 million influx of capital, right? Making their total money that they've taken, you know, 70 million, right? And when you get money from investors, that does not come for nothing. That comes with expectations, right? It comes with expectations of growth, right? And so Boosted, right, was making great skateboards and people bought them, but they were also getting a lot of competition from China, right? Because just like with the electric scooter market, all these are made in China, right? And so Sanjay Dastur also left the company in late 2017. I believe Mike Russakow was, you know, brought in early 2017. I believe they had a little bit of an overlapping period. Mike Russakow, I think, had a similar background as Sanjay in terms of that he was mechanical engineer. Again, I think it's Stanford, but someone needs to correct me if that's not correct. But then he worked for non-physical product companies. Okay. Then was brought into Boosted as Sanjay was like thinking about leaving, and then left all in 2017. And they got this money, and then they also increased their employees from Stanford. Thank you, Robert. Increased their employees from 50 to 100. Okay. From a business standpoint, right? Growing is hard. Keeping your culture is hard. And so if you look on like, you know, I'm not saying Glassdoor is like a good place to do your research, but you know, there's some accounts of, you know, the new management that came in that wasn't really that passionate and wasn't really like big time into skateboards. And so, you know, so then, you know, so they're still making skateboards. They got their cash cow, right? Like, you know, but then they're like, well, they saw the scooter sharing market, right? And of course, Sanjay knew about it because he started Skip. Okay. One of the, not the top Bird and Lime, but it's like a second tier top electric scooter sharing company. And so they knew about the scooters. And so they were thinking, and if you look at some of the early interviews with Mike Russakow, they actually built it to be super robust because they were looking at the sharing market as well. But we're planning to sell it to the personal market. Similar with Inboard, but then Inboard flipped it on them, and then, well, the rest is history on that. So, where was I? I keep getting notifications and I lose my train of thought. So Boosted, the scooter was created, right? As they were going through all this growth and all these things. And so the point that I make, one of the points that I make in the video that's coming up is that Boosted didn't do, in terms of the product development, there were things about the Boosted scooter. And if you have been looking at scooters about a year ago, around May, when they announced like pre-orders launching, it was all about the boosted rev. It was all about the specs, right? All about the specs. And actually I have, I think I have this image for you guys. Please let this work. I think I can do it. Yeah. Boom. So, yeah. So basically, people were asking about the like the top speed, the suspension, and the range, right? Those were the biggest questions. And top speed and suspension were two of the things that people knew before it was even released. Were like, hey, how come this thing only gets 24 miles per hour and it doesn't include suspension, right? And so that was the big controversy early on. And if you look back to like Reddit conversations and a lot of social media, that is what it was surrounded by. And if you look at some of the prices, these are, the 010, the 010X, and the Mantis, all either the same price or a little bit less expensive. You have a higher top speed and you have dual suspension with all those scooters. And in fact, the 10X and the Mantis, amazing suspension actually, right? So you first have this, so you have this stuff kind of eating at people early on, being like, okay, well, does this match up? But then nobody knew the range, okay? And the range was the thing that I think ended up killing the scooter, because it was a bunch of pent up, questions about the range, and no one seemed to be answering the questions. No one knew the battery watt hours. All we knew is that the scooter, we had a certain weight of the scooter, and it was a dual motor scooter, right? I think was it dual 750? I can look on my little cheat sheet here. It is, well, my screen's all weird. Anyway, so you have this, this range question, right? And when it came out, the initial reports were literally 7 to 8 miles of range in the fastest mode. That sucks. We were trying to get our hands on the boosted rev. I finally met boosted at Techcrunch Mobility, got a scooter pretty quick right away. We tested the range. It got 10.3 miles. And that's on our performance data chart right now. It got 10.3, and that's in the fastest mode. And now you could say, well, you're going to get more miles if you're in mode 2. And that's true. And actually, mode 2 might be a more usable mode, because mode 3 is just so ridiculously torquey that the battery, of course, gets used up super fast. So we didn't end up doing a range test in mode 2, but I would assume it'd be more like 13 to 15 miles, which is like somewhat acceptable. But when you compare that scooter to other scooters like the 10X, which minimally gets like 24 miles, right? Or the EMOVE Cruiser, which gets 50 miles of range, there just is no comparison, right? You can't do much about that. Now, on the other hand, the scooter was revolutionary in many ways as well, and in ways that I wish I could have done a proper review for the scooter, because the video is more of a analysis of what happened rather than a deep dive into the way that the throttle control works and kind of like what's good and actually what's usability wise hard about that. I couldn't really go into that in the video, but suffice it to say, that scooter, absolutely revolutionary, absolutely on another planet in terms of build quality than really anything out there. IP67 water resistance, these really cool tires. I mean, again, a lot of people don't like the rake of the scooter, but at high speed, it's super stable because of that rake, right? But then they made the rake so you couldn't really stand in there properly, right? Because the handlebars are right up against your stomach. So, and of course you have the low deck height, right? Which, the deck was like a few inches above the ground, which means that you'd go over like a steep speed bump and you would scrape, right? Or if you didn't go off a curb fast enough, you'd scrape. And they knew that, and they put little plastic plates along the bottom of that scooter to make up for it. So anyway, the boosted rev, I think deserves I mean, when we're older, in 2 years from now, I think the people that were here now will look back on boosted and the boosted rev as like a marker in the industry, and hopefully we get product like that, but that does a little bit better job in their product development in terms of user testing or user feedback. And I think that that is the one thing that they missed, is that if they would have just posted the specs on the subreddit, they would have had 12,000 people giving them basically one answer, and that is, you can't have this low of range on the scooter. You gotta put on suspension. And if you need to add 5 more pounds to double the range, which I believe somewhere around there, maybe 6 pounds, maybe they could have done it, right? But who at Boosted was into electric scooters, right? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think only half their team at that time was even into skateboards. And that is the problem, is when your company isn't passionate about what they're doing, it's very hard. And then when you also grow or double in size from 50 to 100 people, bring in a new CEO, if you don't maintain that super passion and that culture of great products, then things happen. Okay, it's 6 o'clock. I got to get out of here. So I'm gonna be in the live chat. Let me grab you the link real quick, because we do have like a 1 minute buffer. So how the Rev killed Boosted is the show. And Michael, the scooter results are coming in. They're actually out. We're just updating the website, and then we're gonna launch those results along with the websites. Yeah, cool. Rev writes, hey, thanks, man. I appreciate the shout out, Nathan. Yeah, we send them free scooters. I love it. We're okay. We're overtime. I'm so happy that everybody joined it. It really made my day. I'm not doing this by myself ever again. This is like taking years off my life. Anyway, go ahead and go to that link. I'm gonna be in the live chat. Until next time, you guys, stay safe. Stay healthy out there. Use hand sanitizer. Ride safe, and don't forget to wear your helmet. Bye bye.